Welcome back, everyone, to Dundell's Cyberspace. I'm Eric Dundell, and today we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating and sometimes complex world of massively multiplayer online role-playing games. Specifically, we're unraveling a key enhancement system in a game that's been around for a long time, Mabinogi. Our topic today is, what are precise Reforges in Mabinogi? And joining me to demystify all of this is Dr. Evelyn Reed, an expert on game systems and design. Dr. Reed, it's great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Eric. I'm really excited to talk about Mabinogi and its intricate systems.
Fantastic. So for our listeners who might be entirely new to this, can you start by giving us a high-level overview of what Mabinogi actually is as a massively multiplayer online role-playing game?
Absolutely. Mabinogi is a fantasy massively multiplayer online role-playing game that launched globally back in 2008, making it a pretty mature game, you know? It's known for its unique take on character progression. Unlike many games where you pick a class and stick to it, Mabinogi lets players develop their characters through various skills, whether that's combat, magic, music, or even life activities like crafting and cooking. It's really about living a fantasy life rather than just following a linear quest line. It's quite distinctive in that regard.
That sounds quite open-ended for sure. And within this rich world, you mentioned a system called Reforging. What exactly is that, and how does it generally benefit a player? For our listeners, explain it like, I'm new to this.
Great question. Let me break it down. Think of the reforging system as a powerful way to customize and significantly boost your equipment. Essentially, a reforge is an added statistical option, or stat that gets applied to equipped items like weapons, clothing, or armor. You'll see it appear at the bottom of an item's tooltip. The benefit is immense because these added stats can dramatically increase your character's power. It can mean higher damage, faster skill cooldowns, increased crafting success rates, or even things like boosted movement speed for in-game commerce and so on. They're considered very powerful and, despite a random element, very much worth it for anyone looking to maximize their character's effectiveness, especially for in-game content.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, it's all about pushing your gear to the next level. You mentioned a random element and different stats. How does one even begin reforging? And what are the general types of reforge tools or categories players encounter in Mabinogi's current system?
To start, you typically use a basic reforge tool, which is pretty cheap, about 5,000 gold from a general shop. You apply it to an item and it adds random reforge stats. An item can receive up to 3 of these stats, often called lines. Generally, more lines are better. These reforged stats also have levels, usually from level 1 to level 20, with higher levels being superior, of course. Now, the complexity comes with the types of tools and their specific functions.
Wow, that's a lot of different tools to keep track of. You mentioned ranking up a few times. What exactly are these reforge ranks, and what's the hierarchy?
Good point to clarify, Eric. There are 3 reforge ranks. Rank 3, Rank 2, and Rank 1, 1 being the highest tier. Think of them as tiers of potential. Rank 3 typically grants reforged stats between level 1 and level 5. Rank 2 can get stats up to level 10, and Rank 1 is where you can achieve stats up to the maximum level 20. The chance to rank up is quite low. For instance, going from Rank 2 to Rank 1 is only about 1.5% to 2.5%. Which is why those amazing or refined tools are sought after for their higher odds.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like quite a journey to get to those top tiers. Now, let's really zero in on our main topic, precise reforges. Are these another type of tool within this system, or something different altogether? And what specifically makes them precise?
This is a really important distinction, Eric, because precise reforges are a specific and very significant free-to-play type of reforge item in Mabinogi. They allow you to reach those high tiers without spending real money. Unlike some of the cash shop tools we just discussed, which primarily influence rank-up chances or add lines, precise reforges provide the same effect and chance as paid exquisite reforging tools. This enables your gear attributes to reach that coveted Rank 1, level 20. So, they effectively allow you to maximize your gear's potential, which is, a huge deal for many players.
Wow, that's really interesting. So, they're free to play and powerful. How does a player actually get their hands on these precise reforges? It sounds like they'd be incredibly valuable to the community.
They absolutely are. Players can obtain a total of 17 precise reforges per week through various in-game activities, making it a very consistent and achievable goal for free-to-play players. Let me break it down for you. You can get 5 per week from the Finigems vendor for 300 gold pines each. Then 4 per week can be acquired using second or third dungeon vouchers. It costs 80 vouchers total. You can also earn 3 per week through the commerce system, specifically by accumulating 1.05 million ducats. And finally, 5 per week are available for 200 adventure seals, though this last method isn't always the most recommended due to the value of seals. So, by consistently engaging with these activities, you can acquire all 17 weekly, which, for context, saves players an estimated 20.4 million to 23.8 million in-game gold compared to buying the equivalent paid items from the cash shop. It's a huge gold saver, as you can see.
That's a massive saving, truly. It really incentivizes engaging with different parts of the game, doesn't it? And I've heard that some of these can also be obtained through specific dungeon runs. Could you clarify that for our listeners, perhaps with an example?
Yes, absolutely. On top of the weekly vendor purchases, you can also get precise reforges as repeatable rewards from certain dungeons. For instance, the Other Alchemist's Advanced dungeon specifically rewards 10 precise reforges on your 10th, 25th, and 40th runs. This means you can keep farming that dungeon to supplement your weekly precise reforge acquisition. And even some of the Lord missions, like Core of Lord Mission, contribute to the third dungeon vouchers, which you then use to buy your weekly precise reforges. It's a nicely integrated system for those who dedicate time to it, tying different aspects of the game together.
That's a comprehensive breakdown of how to get them in the current game. Now, beyond the current system, I recall seeing some discussions, maybe from a proposed rework, that also use the term precise reforges in a slightly different context. Are those related, or is that a separate concept altogether?
That's an excellent follow-up, Eric, and it highlights an important point about game development and community discussions. There have been proposed reworks to Mabinogi's reforging system, and one significant suggestion from March of 2022 does introduce precise reforges as a category of reforges rather than just an item. In that proposed system, precise reforges would be gameplay earned and serve multiple functions: for obtaining the initial random reforge effects on an item, for increasing an item's reforge rank, and for leveling up existing effects. The core idea there is to shift the system from a gambling mechanic to one that offers steady progression fans and rewards active gameplay up to a soft cap.
That's a fantastic distinction, really helpful for our listeners to understand. So, the item exists now, but there's also a vision for a whole system built around player-driven precision. What's the overall potential once a player really invests in these kinds of reforges, both the current free-to-play item and the proposed system's philosophy? How much can this really change a player's experience?
The potential is truly immense, Eric. A perfectly reforged item, reaching rank 1 and with 3 lines of level 20 stats, becomes incredibly powerful. It can be the difference between struggling with difficult content and mastering it. For example, a weapon with maxed out damage reforges, or a piece of armor with cooldown reduction on key skills, can drastically improve your character's performance. The free-to-play precise reforges allow dedicated players to achieve this peak power without significant real money investment, which is a huge boon for the community, you know? And if the proposed rework were to happen, the potential would be even more transformative, as it would make high-tier reforges much more accessible and interactive for a wider player base, shifting the focus from luck to consistent effort and strategy. It really shapes how you play and how powerful you can become.
That's fascinating, and it sounds like a complex but incredibly rewarding system to dive into. Now, there's another term that pops up in Mabinogi discussions: journeyman reforges. How do these fit into the system, and how can they be used? Are they also a type of tool?
Journeyman reforges are distinct from precise reforges and were introduced in the 2023 Next update. While precise reforges aim for the maximum rank 1, level 20, journeyman reforges offer a new, high-volume means for ranking equipment up to rank 1, level 15. This represents about a 75% upgrade cap. You can acquire a significant number of these, up to 60 journeyman reforges daily, or 420 weekly, by running various dungeon tiers like beginner, intermediate, and advanced, including dungeons like the Core of Lord Mission, at 10 per run.
60 a day? Wow, that's a lot. What are their specific use cases then, compared to precise Reforges? How would a player choose between them?
Exactly. Their primary use case is cost-effective gear ranking without needing paid items or specific gems, especially for items where level 15 is sufficient. For instance, a level 15 stat for faster gathering on harvesting tools is perfectly adequate, or transport speed gear for commerce. Also useful for players who want to clear out unwanted reforge lines, as journeyman reforges only affect the first line of an item, clearing any pre-existing second or third lines. It's important to note, though, that while they can help rank up gear, their chance of doing so, for example from rank 3 to rank 2, is extremely low, roughly 1 in 1,000 to 2,000. So they're more about volume for consistent, good enough enhancements rather than the top-tier potential of precise reforges, which is a key distinction.
That makes a lot of sense, distinguishing between the absolute top-tier enhancement and a high-volume, accessible option for specific needs. So, if I'm understanding correctly, precise Reforges are the free-to-play path to potentially max out your gear to rank 1, level 20, obtained through consistent weekly activities and some dungeon farming, and they also represent a potential future direction for a more player-driven system, while Journeyman Reforges are a more recent addition, providing a high volume of accessible, cost-effective enhancements up to rank 1, level 15, great for utility items or clearing lines. Have I got that right?
You've got it perfectly, Eric. That's a concise summary of how these two distinct systems contribute to player progression in Mabinogi.
Dr. Evelyn Reed, this has been an incredibly insightful and clear explanation of what is truly a complex system in Mabinogi. Thank you so much for breaking down precise Reforges and their overall potential, and for clarifying how Journeyman Reforges fit into the picture.
My pleasure, Eric. It was a great conversation, and I hope it helps players navigate the reforging system in Mabinogi.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Dundell, and this has been Dundell's Cyberspace. Until next time.